But if we need them,
a lot of growth for myself, a lot of growing up as well.
It was important to me that I got a good education. It was important to me, and University of Toronto gave me a really good education.
Right, okay, and then my wife, does she get a tag as well?
No. Oh, no, it's a bunch of stuff.
yeah.
Stephen, they're a year ago. I like it very much.
See? See, it's been bumped into.
When she passes each one, she passes me. When she walks, she's like a sun, but it sways so clean and sways so cheap.
My name is David Franson. I'm the Consul General of Canada here in Los Angeles, and I want to welcome you all. This isn't just about honoring the University of Toronto. This is about building our network. So I'm delighted that you're here. Hand me all of your cards, and let's talk about how we do business together. I'm delighted to be hosting this event this afternoon and that so many of you are here. Now, to get on with the rest of the program, I'm going to introduce Barbara Dick, who is the Executive Director of Alumni Affairs at the University of Toronto.
As I mentioned earlier, alumni are our most faithful ambassadors, and that's really one of the main reasons we're here today. It's also why our 32nd Chancellor, the Honourable David Peterson, is here. Chancellor Peterson is, as many of you already know, is a tireless ambassador for U of T. And when he's not working on our behalf, he serves as senior partner and chairman of the law firm Castles, Brock and Blackwell. He's a director of a number of public and private companies and is an active contributor to many charitable and arts organizations. He's a tireless champion of higher education and is the most incredibly engaging chancellor from the perspective of our students.
I thank you very, very, very much for being here. I'm going to do something very dangerous. I'm going to single out three people here. And there are so many distinguished Canadians here. And actually, Shelley and I just came down here to see if anybody's suffering here and would like to come back with us. But I'm going to mention three. Arthur Hiller is here, one of the distinguished gentlemen of the movie. And he learned it all at the University of Toronto, right, Arthur? A wonderful human being, Norman Jewison, in a minute or two, and we're going to do a lot of nice stuff. Because Norman is one of the wonderful people in the entire world, not just a brilliant director, but he carries universal messages. He's a dear, dear friend of ours, and he has been the Chancellor of Victoria College. And we love Norman, and he's a wonderful human being. And you know, who knows here? Dan Aykroyd's here. Can I just say, Dan Aykroyd, how nice to have you here. A distinguished Canadian. Barbara said that we have 500,000 graduates. There's hardly an institution anywhere in the world that doesn't have a University of Toronto graduate playing a major role and making a major contribution. Part of that is the brilliant leadership of David Naylor, who's the president of the university, and all of his the people that work with him. You're going to hear from Paul Gooch in a minute or two, who's the principal of Victoria College. But ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful human being, Paul Gooch.
It's wonderful to be here and to share this experience with you. So 7 years ago, we started a program called Vic 1. And that is a series of small seminars, 25 students in each seminar, so that you get to know a faculty member, you get to know 24 other students. You do 40% of your first year in small seminars. You do an associated U of T course for your other 20%, and then you choose a couple of courses in which you might want to major later on in your university life. So we don't have a set curriculum. We just put really interesting people together and say, go to it, and make sure that you have an incredible experience in learning how to do research and how to express yourself, how to think. So we need to put together students who are creative in a new stream of Vic 1. Now, what were we going to call that stream? Is there an icon, a graduate of Victoria College from maybe, I don't know, 1940? Is there somebody who could represent imagination and the arts? And actually, we didn't have to think very long because Norman Jewison, who was our chancellor, was stepping down last year. And we decided that we would create the Norman Jewison stream in imagination and the arts at Victoria College.
Is world class. I mean, to even get in, to even get into the University of Toronto to me, is an achievement. But once you get there, relax and have a good time and try to pull out of that university as much as you can, because it's all there for you.
And I was going to the University of Toronto, and as a student, I said to myself, can you imagine two guys going from this university, doing the all-varsity review, and here they are on the Ed Sullivan Show. My God, what an accomplishment! How did they do this? And believe it or not, I got very inspired by that whole stream of what was happening. To go through that experience was the beginning. That was the beginning, I know, of my desire, my fascination, my dreams of the theater and of film, and I owe everything to this university.
But the greatest gift those 25 young people will have, not just next year, but the year after that and forever, is to be exposed to one of the finest human beings I've ever met in my life. Not just a creative genius, but a wonderful human being. What a gift that we give to these young people.
Thank you.
I have to deal with it, right? But now we've got Hart Hansen, Hartley Pasternak, Erica Savage, and Sawa Song. We have a little present for them, too, wherever they are, because they were in the come on up here.
Most people make movies to make money. Norman makes them to send messages, and we know that. Anybody who's paid any attention to the movies that he's made, they're made for a purpose. And that purpose is something that's always transparent to any thinking individual. In addition to that, he's given back to Canada the passion that you heard about here. One of the children of Norman is the Canadian Film Centre. And again, it's a practical manifestation of a desire to give back. Many of us think and talk about giving back. It's what you do to bring practical and give practical life and meaning to that matters. And Norman has done that. And now through the new stream at Vic College, there's another example of the way in which I know he's going to get engaged. So, Norman, thank you for the extraordinary contribution and for saying thanks the way you say thanks to Canada. It's truly remarkable, so thank you.
Was the world-class faculty I had the privilege of studying under at OISE.
One choice for me was the school, just because of the rich history that it had, the people that came before me. It was a place that was almost magical.
It was one of the greatest experiences of my life.
So the most rewarding experience, I thought, was just the connections.
And the very challenging atmosphere was something I'm never going to forget.
I mean, I have a private practice in Orange County in Southern California, and I get patients every day saying, hey, you know what, I looked you up online, I saw where you went to school, and I want to be your patient.
As soon as I tell people that I'm a graduate of the University of Toronto in my field, it opens doors.
It's always a part of your life, like any great experience that you have.
they've touched LA. So I know within our industry, some of the greatest researchers and the most contributing people have come from University of Toronto.
From there, you can go anywhere in the world.
And that led me to the life that I have today as a filmmaker outside of the university.
Was that there was only one school to go to. It was U of T.
And I'd like to see other students have the same opportunity that I did at this great university.
It really gave me a great start in my life, so I can only say great things about U of T.
I'm so proud of U of T, and when I got the invitation to come here today, for sure it was a yes.
And I'm really proud to be a graduate of the University of Toronto.